Actually, the follow-up, one of my questions is, how do you believe personally that the Dane County Clerk should work with the city, village, and town clerks in Dane County? And what do you see are any additional ways to work jointly which could be utilized for efficiencies or to help with the various municipalities? Mike.
And it's a great question, and Diane correctly points out that the clerk's office is a service provider to our 61 municipal clerks in Dane County. I know that in the city of Madison we rely on a competent professional county clerk who can assist us. We rely on the quality of the work product coming out of the county clerk's office in terms of the preparation of machines, ballots, and materials prior to election day so that we can do a good job of servicing the voters. We rely on the county to do a proper job of canvassing. And that relationship is very important because by having separate tasks that the municipalities and the county clerks work on together, we increase the accountability of the entire process. I think one important thing that we should work on collaboratively is work towards having more events like the one that the League of Women Voters is hosting next week, where we'll be deputizing special registration deputies for multiple municipalities. I would want to move forward to have the county clerk play a role in facilitating that, providing the training so that we can make sure that that work is being done and that it's easier for groups like the League to register voters who may live in multiple municipalities in Dane County. For instance, at a naturalization ceremony where it's not all within municipal boundaries, or anywhere on the south side where, based on the mailing address, the voter themselves may not realize whether they're in the city or town of Madison or the city of Fitchburg. And that's a very important collaboration that we can do.
I think Michael stole my thunder here because he's absolutely correct on that. I've had the privilege here in visiting the municipal clerks throughout Dane County and to introduce myself. And that has been one major issue about the cooperation and support here from the Dane County Clerk. And I think that we need to look at all that and as well as work with the municipal clerks, because there is some clerks that I ran into that are still training per se, and I think that was very important for them to know that the clerk coming into the office would have that type of vision and cooperation and integrity coming into the office. So I will agree with that, and I will say thank you.
As the county clerk, you do need to work with all the clerks around the county and focus on training of both the clerk and the electional officials. And that's being done to a degree, but I think it has to increase. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it has to be more flexible with the schedule. You also have to work on technology, streamlining a lot of the forms. Many of us have to create our own forms from scratch, workup type of a thing. And we do have a group of us, we share various forms back and forth, tweak them so they work what's in the best interest of the size of our municipality. Next week, I'm actually teaching at UW Green Bay the beginning clerks class, and we'll have 70 new clerks from around the state in that class. I think the same thing has to be done in Dane County, is that so many clerks turn over in their job duties. The position that we have a lot of new clerks coming in, and we need like a 4-clerk training class for those new clerks coming in. What a clerk has to do on the municipal level is just overwhelming. If there's not one thing, it goes a lot of different directions. And you have to really focus on elections and the integrity, because that is the most visible. I also feel there has to be the SRD training can be done in a broader range. That was a law that actually the clerks fought to get changed, was that the state would no longer do the training. And I think the county clerk would be a vital link in that. In Sun Prairie, we've been doing that for a while, is the surrounding municipalities, we do training sessions together, and then the SRDs are trained for the 52590 zip code. And also, I think the county clerk is going to be very vital when the new software comes out for the statewide voter registration system. Dane County served as the pilot program when SBRs came out the first time. Well, now it's going to be changing again, and Dane County is going to be a vital link in that, and you need experience and have somebody that has been there before, worked with the different programs, and worked with all elections, or all levels of election administration, which includes budgeting, having to stand behind what you're doing, deciding what you can afford, what you can't afford, and how far you can take it.
Thank you. Thanks, Al.
Well, thank you. I won't repeat everything that was said. I think there's a lot of excellent points. I will follow up on one of the points Diane made, which was a lot of the forms are constantly being remade, and we have changes from the state and legislation. One of the things that I want to do is create a secure site where the municipal clerks can log on and download all the forms they need and customize them for themselves, so that there's a standardization and an ease of use for them. And I think that would go a long way for the new clerks who come on. They don't have to start from scratch, and everything can be updated in one central site. I also think there's a lot we can do to save money for local municipalities. Right now, they'll go out to bid on print work that the county could do internally and save money for municipalities. Now, that doesn't save the county necessarily money, but I think if it streamlines the process and makes it easier, I think it's smart. We'll also touch on the voting machine. I think that one should be done in a mass purchase where we're all using the same technology, and that's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take work with the county board to get them to buy in on a large purchase that would benefit everyone in the county and make it easier for everyone when they're training. And that will go hand in hand with having training, joint training sessions where election workers and supervisors are learning processes, and they have one technology to learn. So next couple of years are going to be important, and I look forward to that challenge.